What is up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Fixing Matches by iBUYPOWER. Super happy to have you guys here because this one, well, I've loved all of them so far, but this is not just a former Counterstrike Pro, also content creator, someone who wants to coach others and help them get better at CS. He also loves the game of Runescape, and we love talking to him. It's none other than NATO Safix. We hope you guys enjoy this conversation and him critiquing your CS gameplay. And also a quick reminder, guys, whenever we tweet about these things, you can also submit down below or in the iBUYPOWER Discord. If you guys have CS2 clips, we are doing a limited edition giveaway for a custom Hyper Beast RGB mousepad made by the original creator of the Hyper Beast skin in CS. So if you guys ever submit clips for this series, you're eligible to win. So it's super cool. NATO, we appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you for doing this. If you don't mind starting this thing off with like maybe a quick little intro / background about yourself for those who maybe don't know.
Yeah, sure. So I am NATO Safix, known like that in the Counter-Strike scene. I'm 27 years old. I'm originally from Denmark, but living in the Netherlands. Kind of what people know me from is I have a YouTube channel that hit like 150,000 subscribers before I kind of, wouldn't say retired, but at least I took some time away from that to focus on trying to build a professional career in Counter-Strike. And I did that. I became a professional Counter-Strike player. I played in a few teams that people might know, like started out in Sprout, but later moved on to Heroic, which is one of the top organizations right now. Been playing like stand-in for teams like Complexity twice, and Mousesports also. So I've been at a few tournaments here and there. I've done a little bit of like casting and analysis, stuff like this. Yeah, and now I'm retired.
This is the one that we got chastised last week for not including. So this is from Denki.
Okay, let's watch it.
Ah, fucking twisty!
Eh?
Check that out, bro!
Oh no. I mean, yeah. Well, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like, the reason he says graffiti-worthy play, for the people who don't understand, there's this, like, very famous highlight of a player called Olofmeister, who is defusing at a major in the flames to make it 15-14, I believe, on overpass. And this is kind of, I guess, his recreation of that. I think the Olofmeister one might be a little bit better. It comes with the occasion as well. But yeah, I think there's not much he could necessarily do better. Like, one of the things he does do well is, obviously, he hits the shot. But something small, which is again the finer details of Counter-Strike, the way he defuses the bomb, like when you look at it, actually, he runs on top of the bomb and he on purpose goes as far out wide as he can as he's defusing. So the terrorist who is trying to spam him through the wall is spamming as if he would be close to the pillar, but he on purpose put himself as far out as possible. And it's actually probably what makes the difference, because if he would be closer to the pillar, he would have been spammed to death at this moment. It's one of the things that Counter-Strike can also come down to is something as simple as the position you decide to take as you are defusing the bomb. It can have a really big difference. And that's, to me, the most impressive part of this is just that. And yeah, I guess his willingness to stick it. Still nice by Denki. I've been told that I was already playing like racing games on my dad's computer when I was like 2 years old. I started very early. I've heard even stories from like, I have a sister that's 3 years older than me, and she would have like friends over for like a party. And even though I was like maybe 3 years old or something, I would be instructing people on how to like play these games and stuff. It was really cool. I played a lot of like PlayStation 1. Back in the day, like Spyro, if anyone's familiar with that.
Oh yeah,
great game series. Some like Crash Bash, like Crash Bandicoot, but like the like arena style kind of thing. It was really cool. Racing games, Need for Speed and stuff. A bunch of World of Warcraft and Runescape when I was younger as well. Yeah, and then found my way to Counter-Strike when I was like 11, 12 years old, and a friend introduced me to the game. Absolutely fell in love. Then I've played also quite a lot of Call of Duty. I was almost top 500 EU. Like I was one game away from top 500 EU in Overwatch in one of the first seasons. Okay, so we're on Anubis. He's in T-spawn. It looks like a clutch. I mean, this is probably late round scenario. The CTs are looking for him. Gets a bit of a sound cue. CTs are very willing to push him. Roll the clip. This is a really good Molotov from him. Made probably not necessary. And he hears someone. Actually, two. Okay, and gets both kills. So obviously a late round scenario. When I'm watching this clip, what stands out to me is that the CTs, so the counter-terrorists, basically the police, they are making mistakes by having the control of the bomb, but pushing further to see if they can find the last remaining player. And he kind of capitalizes on this. He gets 2 kills, turns it into a 1-on-2. It does a great job going towards B. And if you can go like maybe 5 seconds ahead, there was this Molotov that I mentioned. This one, yeah. It's a really key piece of utility to do in a round like this, because when he killed the 2 CTs, it's unlikely there's anyone else on B. And the first point of rotation coming from the A side or from mid is through this tempo area or on the close right. So doing this Molotov kind of allows him to eliminate one of the 2 most likely angles. And then the reason why I said the grenade is a little bit unnecessary is because if there would be someone hiding there, they would not die by this grenade. They would now know also that he is using a Molotov and throwing a grenade. What can sometimes happen is when you throw the Molotov to block off the rotation, if someone would be here on B, they would now be peeking into Dr. Met Teams and be killing him with a grenade in his hand. So I think that's the only kind of thing he could have done better here. Is the Molotov is great, but keep your gun out. Make sure that if someone is going to peek you as you are throwing this Molotov, so you can actually win a duel. Other than that, yeah, he's hitting his shots and he wins the round. So
I want to compare some of those, since you named a lot of games, which is pretty impressive. You mentioned a lot of games that are competitive esports. So you have, Counterstrike, obviously, you have Call of Duty, and you have Overwatch. Could you maybe compare the competitive experience? Obviously, you've gone further in some games competitively than others in that. What is that experience like in each one? Which one do you find more competitive?
I mean, I'm always going to say that Counter-Strike is more competitive. I'm like a really competitive guy, and that's also what drove me to Counter-Strike, because when I was 12 years old or something like this, there was like an internet cafe in my hometown. They were running like a tournament for Call of Duty and for Counter-Strike. And even though I was like 12, I got first place in both, which was kind of funny. But for me, Call of Duty, it's a game you play to have fun, I guess. And Counter-Strike is a game you play to compete. Crosshair placement, yes.
Triple
That was a good shot.
Triple.
Like fucking missed. No. And there's a guy coming up behind me.
Fine. Difficult now. Getting out of here.
Oh, good shot.
There's another good shot.
Felt.
Again.
Oh, then you.
Where's the last guy? Looks like he's looking.
Oh, he's a demon.
So, I think like Palace is typically, at least in Pro CS, is more like a position where this first kill, for example, it's great, but it's really difficult to make anything else work with a pistol from here when they know you are here. And the CTs have a million places where they can have like headshot angles, or they can hold in a way where it's really difficult for the Ts to get out. They don't need to fight the Ts while they're inside Palace. They can just be holding an off angle that one CT could be standing on one angle, holding, and then another guy could be ready from another angle. So when this guy sees the T's come out, the other guy swings and peeks, basically. If they know you are both in Palace, for example, or here where he is alone in Palace, by staying silent for long enough that you could have theoretically moved to another position, you are making them second guess yourself. You can imagine if they just saw you in Palace 5 seconds ago, and you then peek Palace again, well, they're gonna be ready for Palace. But if you wait 30, 40 seconds, they don't know anymore if you were Palace, or if you've moved to slope, or if you've gone back to mid. And then maybe playing Palace is still the move, but they can't know it for sure. But another indicator, big indicator that these CTs are not that great, is that the last guy he kills runs out and shoots the wall randomly. The CT who comes out, he starts running out and shoots the wall, but he's nowhere near there. And
That's
it just
me. That's me for sure.
it's not really, yeah, okay.
MP9.
But it's just also a weird place to pre-fire. I feel
Because
like.
I imagine they know that he's low, right? So you had a P90 there, so he's just trying to hit one bullet.
And that makes sense, Jake. What you're saying makes a lot of sense. What is typically a really great thing to do if you know your opponent has only a deagle and you know he's low HP, if you jump around the corners, you make yourself such a hard target to hit, and you only need to hit one bullet. So that's, for example, something the CT could have done better. I think also, just pre-firing a wall and hoping, it's just not a good option either way. So yeah.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed this conversation with another Counter-Strike player. If you guys know any players or pros that maybe want to talk with us on this series, or if you want to submit your clips, make sure to do so. We hope you guys all enjoy Fixing Matches with iBUYPOWER. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you back here for the next one. Take care.